What did dinosaurs sound like? We tend to associate dinosaurs with ground-shaking roars, but the latest research shows that this is probably mistaken. The polar dinosaurs revealing ancient secrets. Then, working with computer scientists, they digitally reconstructed the organ and simulated how it might behave if air was blown through it. Most would have produced low-frequency sounds, and the fossilized remains of these animals have even inspired some to create musical instruments based on hadrosaur skulls. In the mid-2000s, she and her colleagues conducted a detailed examination of the preserved skeleton of an early type of bird found over a decade earlier by Argentinian researchers on Uyghur Island, a tiny scrap of land on the tip of the Antarctic peninsula. Crocodiles, another distant relative of the dinosaurs that split from a common ancestor around 240 million years ago, also use closed-mouth vocalization to generate deep rumbles that can cause the water around them to dance around their bodies. In fact, dinosaurs might have developed these elongated cochleas fairly early on in their evolution, perhaps in the very early days of their branch of the evolutionary tree, known as the Archosaurus, around 250 million years ago. They're not producing sounds in the frequency range of human hearing. Faced with such an assault on the ears and vibrating through your bones, it's worth considering if you would stay to take a closer look, or simply turn and run. If you like this story, sign up for the weekly BBC.com features newsletter, called The Essential List, a hand-picked selection of stories from BBC Future, Culture, Work Life, Travel and Reel delivered to your inbox every Friday. From Australia to Russia, scientists have now unearthed tens of dinosaurs that may have once lived at frigid extremes, closing their beady, hawk-like eyes under skies filled with dancing aurora light displays each night, and sometimes foraging for food among blankets of pristine silver snow. Even in those early days, there were abundant fossils from the cow-like herbivore Edmontosaurus and an unidentified relative of Triceratops, as well as a single tooth from the predator Electrosaurus, a tyrannosaur about the size of the average walrus. We're pretty sure that these dinosaurs were year-round residents, says Druckenmiller. Druckenmiller thinks it's likely that the Alaskan dinosaurs had at least some distinguishing features, such as behaviors that evolved to help them cope in Arctic conditions. Eventually they formed a consensus that dinosaurs probably maintained temperatures somewhere between reptiles and birds, and yet until recently, hard evidence was still somewhat lacking. With each new discovery, these almost polar dinosaurs are revealing clues to the diversity and resilience of their relatives across the planet, and showing that they were so much more than giant lizards.